Alright, we're going to learn how to install a, or add, it's not really install, a bill recycler, MEI's bill recycler. Really cool device onto a 2700 series bill acceptor. It's the only bill acceptor that MEI makes that the recycler will fit on. And not all the 2700 series are capable of taking this, a recycler. There's a couple ways you can tell. There'll be a little recycler icon on your label here. That means that it's recycler ready. It'll also, they usually throw a sticker over here on the newer ones. Main way though that you can tell is looking at your harness that goes from your main board up here to your lower sensor board right here. You know, they got the little snap there. It's on all MEI's validators. If it has this plug in the line, then it can take a recycler. It doesn't matter what the labels say, it can take a recycler. If it's a solid plug, you know, if it looks like this all the way, then it cannot take a recycler unless there's updates on the control board and all of that. So we have this plug, so we're good to go. This is a brand new validator, brand new recycler. So the first thing we're going to do, inside the machine you can modify this process to fit your space requirements or whatever, but I have it out of the machine. I'm going to take the bill box off, get that out of the way. This validator, sometimes you're going to have your rain guard here. You got to take that off and take the harness off of there that's on there currently. You won't be using your Y harness anymore. And then you're going to take your lower sensor board housing out, lift up on your bar, and then push on that snap and disconnect it. Hang on to this. You might, you know, need it at some point if you ever have a failed lower sensor board, or if you ever decide to go back to the regular validator and don't use a recycler. Here's a new recycler. Got pink foam, my favorite color. I'm kidding. So, it comes with a bunch of labels and a couple other things. We'll get to that in a minute. So you got this big harness deal on it and all that, but really the installation is incredibly simple. All you do is stick it in where the old, you know, you have your new lower sensor board here. So stick it in there, and then you're going to connect on your recycler. You have the same plug as you did on your old lower sensor board. So connect those. Make sure they snap together. Need this harness back through here because it's in the way. And then there is a snap here for this harness to go into so that it stays out of the way. Like that. And then this still snaps into the side of the validator there. Just route it. You know, there's a cutout for it, so put it there. This is the new harness that goes into the side of your bill validator. It's labeled front right here, and the part that's labeled front faces towards the front of your bill acceptor, like this. So be careful when you put it in there. You don't want to bend any pins. Make sure that, you know, that it feels right before you shove it in there. Just like that. The other thing as well, I'll show you real fast. Some of the older 2700 series, they're going to have this sensor board cover here, or I mean the main board cover here, that does not have these cutouts. And you're going to need those cutouts for this harness. It'll be one piece on the older ones. So you're going to have to replace this if it's an older validator. So you're going to press down on the tab and take that off, and you'll get a new one. You know, it's the same deal, so I won't put that one on, but you'll get one with the recycler. You'll get one with the recycler that has the cutouts on it. So snap the new one on if you need it. Put your harness on. And then you have these two harnesses. Your male goes to the machine harness. Your female goes to your coin changer. Some machines, you know, the configuration may be different. They might have a separate harness, like in Dixie Bev Max's There's a separate harness that goes to the coin changer, a separate harness that goes to the bill validator, so you won't use this one, but you know, it's all MDB, all the plugs are the same, so as long as everything connects, you're okay. Put your bill box back on, and then I'm going to start this up here. Use my tester and give it power, so I can show you what we're going to do after we get it on. While that initializes, I'm going to go in here and you're going to grab this piece of paper. It's calibration paper, and we're going to calibrate this validator now because we've just put in a new lower sensor board, so it has to be calibrated. It's given a CC error, which is a communications error because I don't have a coin mech connected or anything. So we are going to go in to the setup mode and calibrate this validator real fast. Your old bill box is going to look like this on the back, your label. And you're going to use the same bill box, so I guess I shouldn't say old bill box. But there is a new label that comes with the recycler that you can take off. You can take your old one off if you want, or just put it on, you know, take it off and stick your new one on over this one. But it comes with the new programming menu and the error code guide for your recycler. So that's right on the back of your bill box now. So you want to put that on there or stick it somewhere. Put it on the bill box. It's the best place for it. But if you need to, you can stick it somewhere else or just hang on to it. But anyway, here's the process for getting in and calibrating this validator. We're gonna hold down. You have two buttons here. You have a mode button and you have a select button. We're gonna hold down on the select button until the display briefly flashes 2 lines. And then after that, within the next 2 seconds, after those 2 lines flash, you're going to need to go up to your mode button and hold that down until it gets into your service mode. So I'm going to hold down the select button. If you watch the screen, it's going to flash 2 lines briefly. There we go. So within 2 seconds, I'm going to jump right up here, and it's going to go to LD. As soon as it goes to LD, you can release it. That's your first option. That's your load option. You have a load, an unload, coupon, and then setup. And the reason that we have to hold the select button and get those 2 lines to flash is because the setup mode is a hidden part of the programming. If we just held the mode button down and went into programming, you'd only get 3 options in the menu: load, unload, and coupon. We have to do this, hold the select button down and get those 2 lines to flash in order to get into the setup mode. So here we go. It knocked me out, timed out, so I'm going to jump in again. So it says LD, I'm going to hit the mode button until it says SU. Then I'm going to hit the select button, enter SU, which is your setup mode. Hit the mode button, it's going to say, well, it says RB once you get into setup. I'm going to hit my mode button here. Interface, I'm just going to double check. You want it to say L3, which this is new, so... whoops. Level 3 MDB. I'm just going to make sure all these are where they should be. Capacity. The recycler will hold up to 30 bills. So go into capacity, which is CA. Once that shows up, once it shows up on the screen, I'll show you how I did that. Hit mode until it says CA. Hit select. That'll take you in there. Make sure it says 30. Your mode button will increase the number. Once it says 30, hold your select button down. That saves it. Goes back to RB. RB is recycled bill. Recycled bill is the bill that you're going to store in the recycler for payback. If you're using, if you want it to store ones and give back ones for change, we're going to go in here. I'm going to hit select. Right now, we're going to store and give back $1 bills. Now, you can change that to 5s or something, but unless you have a lot of items that are going to be vending, for $5 and you have a lot of $20 priced items in the machine, you don't need to be giving back 5s. Just leave it at 1s. That's what you're going to want to give back. Hold select to save it. It'll take you back to service mode or your setup mode. Par level. Par level is the number of bills that the recycler has to have in it before it will start giving back bills in change. until it gets to, at this point it's set at 12. It has to have 12 $1 bills in here in order for it to start giving back bills as change. Until that point, it'll give back change to the changer. If all of your items in the machine are set at, you know, a low price, $1, $2, then, you know, you can mess with this number a little bit. I'll get back in a minute. Depending on what you want. If you're only accepting $1s and $5 bills, par level should be set at 4. 4 or 5. 4 would be okay, but that way, 4, there's always enough bills in here to give back $4 if somebody puts in a $1 bill, which would be the most it would ever have to give back at one time is $4. So you could set your par level at 4. If you're going to accept $10 bills, you know, your par level needs to be at 9 or something minimum. You know, they have it set at 12 just to be safe, so you always have something in there. But it really depends on what you're going to be accepting as to where you need to set that. So I'm just going to set this at 4 now because the customer I'm doing this for is only going to be taking 1s and 5s for now. So you can only go up, you can't go down. So I'm going to zoom through this. 4, par level 4, hold, select, save. Takes me back to the beginning each time. Okay, AI, accept, inhibit. If it is, I'm going to go in here, select, it says yes. So if what that does, if it's on yes, it will not allow the acceptance of higher denominations of bills if it cannot give back the majority of change in bills with, you know, whatever, with 1s or whatever you have set it to give back. If you turn it off, it'll take higher denominations no matter what and just give it back in change if it doesn't have enough bills. So for this particular customer, though, I'm going to set it at no. Hold down your select button to save. It's going to go back to the beginning of the programming. All right, so for calibration, we're going to go all the way to the end. PR, hit select once. It's going to say CL. Hit select again. That puts it into calibration mode. We're going to take our calibration paper, and your lights will be flashing. If you have like a card reader on the front, you can look in there, and your green lights will be flashing really fast. But you're going to insert your calibration paper, just like I have it here. Green arrows pointing forward on the right side up. Your label on the back of the calibration paper. It's going to take it in and then spit it back out in sections. Be ready to catch it when it comes out. And then give it a few seconds. It's going to restart. It's going to go back to 0. I also like to calibrate the film inside of your recycler, and you do that in the same menu area. So we're going to hold down select till it flashes, hold down mode, LD, SU, enter mode. We're going to go to PR, select. It says CL. We're going to hit mode again. It's going to say F1. Hit select. Now it's calibrating the film inside of the recycler. So this process takes a minute or two. It rolls it all the way one way and rolls it all the way the other way. I like to do it in the beginning. I'm assuming they calibrate these things at the factory. You don't have to do it, but all right, and it's calibrated and ready to go. I don't have it hooked up to a changer, otherwise I'd show you how everything is supposed to work and go through programming. We might do that later. This is just an installation video. If you want to remove the recycler, you pull this latch, pull it backwards, take it out of the machine. You can manually load or manually unload the thing if, you know, for some reason you have a jam. This latch here lifts up the cover, unlatches the cover. Then the cover comes back and it'll snap into place, and you'll be able to see your bills in there if they are in there, or if there are any bills in there. This this gear right here turns and will manually move your film in there so that you can remove bills if there's a jam, or if you just want to get a bill out and manually and not use the electronic features available to do that. So when you're all done, make sure that if you snap your lid back down, snap the recycler back into place, put your bill box back on. When the bill box is off, it'll give you an error. It says CA. That means cache. The cache box is missing. It's back to error CC, which is just communications error because there's no coin mech. So that's how you install Recycler. There will be instructions with it. You can read through those. There's lots of programming options depending on what kind of application it's going to be in and what you're wanting it to do. There's all kinds of labels as well, letting your customer know that it's paying back bills now. All kinds of different labels and configurations for however you intend to set it up. And that's about all that comes with the Recycler. If you have questions regarding the Recycler, you're welcome to call us. MEI, they got people paid to sit on the phone and help you go through this programming stuff, all day long. Whereas, it might be harder to get through to us and get a programming question answered, because a lot of this stuff, I'm going to be in the book too. So, call MEI. They've got people that are paid to do that all day. Real easy they'll help you get all that set up, because there are a lot of neat programming things that you can do with these now. And a lot of stuff's hidden in there, and it's, they can help you get right to all that stuff. So anyway, there'll be a phone number on the screen if you want to call. If you want to call me, if you have any questions. The Recycler is available for sale on our website as well. So anyway, thanks for watching.